It's the early 2000s and the airwaves are dominated by one song.
Tell me what is it gonna make things so complicated?
Avril Lavigne, the punk pop princess with the baggy cargo pants and necktie, was everywhere. Then, according to a shadowy corner of the internet, she vanished. In her place allegedly stepped a body double named Melissa Vandella. It sounds like a bad movie plot, but this isn't just a fleeting rumor. It's a decades-long conspiracy theory that absolutely refuses to die. Today, I'm going to dive headfirst into this rabbit hole with you. We're hunting for Melissa, examining the alleged receipts and the bizarre rhymes, so by the end, you'll have to decide for yourself, is this just an internet prank, or is there more to this story? Now, Avril Lavigne's 2002 debut album, Let Go, was an absolute phenomenon. Selling 16 million copies worldwide, she became the poster child for every teenager who felt like an outsider. But then, according to the theory, came 2003. This was the year that everything supposedly fractured. Her beloved grandfather passed away, media pressure ramped up to an unbearable degree, and a public breakup added more fuel to the fire. The theory claims this perfect storm of grief and scrutiny pushed Avril into a deep depression, and that, sadly, she ended her own life. But there's no official police report, there's no death certificate, there's no confirmation. The whisper began in 2011 on a Brazilian blogspot page starkly titled Avril Está Morta. Translated to Avril is dead. The author, claiming to be a teenager, asserted that they had proof. The post spread like wildfire and across forums and social media, taking root in the fertile ground of online speculation. So, what is this so-called proof, you might ask? Well, first, the visual evidence is something to consider. Conspiracists claim Avril's face morphed over time. They point to a supposedly wider nose bridge, a softer jawline, and most damningly, a mole on her left arm that allegedly vanished in later photos. Shocking. Height listings online seem to bounce between 5'1" and 5'3". And next, there's the handwriting. The shocking handwriting. They swear pre-2003 signatures are jagged and angular, while post-2003 samples show a rounded, loopy cursive, a softer, more flowing script, and this perceived change even spawned a market on eBay, with sellers differentiating between real Avril and Melissa signed merch. Then there's the song lyrics. Believers argue her second album, Under My Skin, is a confessional from Melissa. They claim lines like, "Don't ever try to tell me how to act or dress," and "I don't want to be a superstar," aren't about youthful defiance, but about an imposter crying out against the burden of living a dead girl's life. And finally, the smoking gun for many is a 2004 photo where Avril scribbled the name Melissa on her hand. To believers, this wasn't a random doodle, it was a slip-up, a secret nod to her true identity. This theory, which had simmered for a while, exploded again with the release of her 2013 single Hello Kitty. The music video, which was a candy-coloured explosion of Japanese pulp culture stereotypes, was seen by conspiracy theorists as definitive proof. The real Avril, they insisted, would never have released such a manufactured cutesy song. So what does the woman at the centre of this storm say about all of this? Well, she's been asked many times, and during a 2024 appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast, she was asked directly, "Are you Melissa?"
Obviously, I am me. It's so dumb.
She's consistently called the theory so weird, a joke, and just plain ridiculous, but for true believers, every denial is just part of the cover-up. It's this no-win situation of, no matter how much she protests that this is all just conspiracies gone mad, it's just all part of the cover-up. So, Let's inject a dose of reality here. There are rational explanations for almost every piece of evidence. Human faces change with age, for one. Baby fat disappears and cartilage in the nose and ears continue to grow. Professional makeup, Photoshop, and weight fluctuations can dramatically alter appearances. Handwriting also evolves, and signing 1,000 autographs with different pens on different surfaces will naturally create variations. But as for the musical shifts, artists experiment and mature. Madonna, Taylor Swift, and Miley Cyrus all famously reinvented themselves. Expecting an artist to remain static for 2 decades is to misunderstand creativity. Avril grew up, ditched the tie, survived a debilitating battle with Lyme disease, and her music evolved with her. And beneath all of these online games, there's a real person. Turning a woman who has battled serious health issues into a walking death hoax is quite ghoulish. As much as I like horror, it reduces her to a narrative, a puzzle to be solved, rather than a person who has an actual life. So, what's the final verdict? For one, there's no death certificate, no credible witness, and there's certainly no verifiable trace of Melissa Vandella's existence. What we have is a decade-old blog post, a lot of red circles and grainy JPEGs, and the human tendency to find patterns where none exist. The simplest explanation is probably that Avril simply grew up and got older and her body changed. I mean, that happens. So, curious to know what you guys think. Is Avril replacement theory a classic case of internet overthinking? Or do you think it's an actual pop culture mystery waiting to be solved? And if that's the case, what happened to Avril Lavigne? Is this a cold case that just gets buried and buried and buried? So yeah, keen to know what you guys think about this wild mystery, this phenomenon, this conspiracy theory gone wild. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe, all the fun things. But for now, this has been my kind of weird. See you guys next time.
There's a conspiracy theory.
that I'm not me.